Hello students, how are you? Students, yesterday I explained fifth part of the lesson. Now today I am going to explain sixth part of it. Now listen. When I went in to comfort the children, John asked, Daddy, are we going to die? I tried to assure him that we could make it, but Daddy, he went on, we are not afraid of dying if we can all be together, you and Mummy, Sue and I. Students, at the dawn of January 5th, the weather again became worse, and the persons who were in the ship were hopeless. And when the narrator went into children's cabin in order to console them, then his son Jonathan asked him if they were going to die. At this, the narrator tried to assure him that he was trying to save them. But he continued telling, his son Jonathan continued telling that his son Jonathan, the narrator's wife Mary, and narrator's daughter Suzanne were not afraid of dying if they would all be together. I could find no words with which to respond, but I left the children's cabin determined to fight the sea with everything I had. After listening the words of his son Jonathan, the narrator had no words to reply. That is why he left the children's cabin and determined to fight the sea with whatever he had. To protect the weakened starboard side, I decided to heave to with the undamaged port hull facing the oncoming waves, using the improvised sea anchor of heavy nylon rope and 222-liter plastic barrels of paraffin. In order to protect the ship, in order to protect the weakened starboard side of the ship, he decided to move the undamaged portion of the wooden frame towards oncoming waves, so that ship could not be damaged anymore. And he also used a temporary anchor of heavy nylon rope with 222 liters of plastic barrels of paraffin. Means 222 liters plastic barrels of paraffin were attached at the end of the nylon rope, and the narrator dropped them into the bottom of the ship. Dropped them into the water to the bottom of the ship in order to make the ship stay at one position. That evening, Mary and I sat together holding hands as the motion of the ship brought more and more water in through the broken planks. We both felt the end was very near. That morning, at the morning of January 5th, Mary and the narrator along with his wife Mary was sitting by holding the hands of each other. Mary, the narrator's wife, and the narrator were sitting together by holding the hands of each other, because the water was entering to the ship with its motion. While the ship was moving, more and more water was entering into it through the broken planks, through the broken wooden frame. That is why narrator and his wife were thinking that their end was near. They were about to die. But Wavewalker rode out the storm, and by the morning of January 6, with the wind easing, I tried to get a reading on the sextant, but the Wavewalker got success in sailing into the sea, in sailing on the sea. But the Wavewalker got success, but the Wavewalker continued sailing on the sea, and by the morning of January 6, when the speed of the wind was slow, the narrator tried to get a reading on the sextant. In order to know his position in the ocean, where the ship was. Back in the chart room, I worked on wind speed. After that, he went to the chart room and started calculating his position with the help of sea wind, speed of the wind, changes of course, drift and current, in an effort to calculate our position. And he was trying to calculate his position, the position of the ship in the ocean, with the help of the wind speed and the speed of the waves. The best I could determine was that we were somewhere in 150,000 kilometers of the ocean, looking for a 65 kilometer wide island. After making the calculation, the narrator came to know that he was somewhere 150,000 kilometers away from Plymouth in the ocean. He was somewhere in the ocean, away 150,000 kilometers away from Plymouth, and he was moving, and the ship was moving to a 65 kilometer wide island, which was at a few kilometer distance from that place. While I was thinking, Sue, moving painfully, joined me. While he was thinking about reaching the 65 kilometer wide island, the Sue was moving towards him painfully, and she approached the narrator. The left side of her head was now very swollen, and her blackened eyes narrowed to slits. And that time her head was very swollen, and her blackened eyes narrows to slits. She gave me a card she had made. After approaching the narrator, his daughter Suzanne presented him a card which she had made. On the front, she had drawn caricatures of Mary and me with the words, "Here are some funny people. Did they make you laugh?" I laughed a lot as well. On the front, she had drawn the cartoons of narrator and his wife. and just below the cartoons she had written few words. The words were that here are some funny people. Here are some funny people, and those words indicating the cartoons which Suzanne had made. And it was written, here are some funny people if they had made you laugh. After reading those words, the narrator laughed a lot. Inside was a message, and inside the card a message was written, oh how I love you both. Oh how I love you both. Both means narrator and his wife. So this card is to say thank you and let us hope for the best. And she mentioned that she had prepared the card because of paying thanks to her daddy, and she was hoping for the best. Somehow we had to make it. After watching the card and reading the words, reading the message, reading the words which were written just below the cartoon, and reading the message which were written inside the card, the narrator realized that he had to save the lives of the persons who were in the ship, and he had to reach the island. He had to reach Isle Amsterdam, which was at a few kilometers distance from that place. Now students, I think you will have understood the meaning of this part of the lesson. Now I request you to read and write the explanation, and tomorrow I will explain next part of the lesson. Thank you and have a nice day.